Nature is pushing so that all of the divides come down. In human affairs, there is an attempt to reassert the supremacy of the petrodollar because this was eroded after Russia invaded Ukraine. A more moral question came up about whether people were going to support one side or the other. And if people support the nations that are all accumulating their power around gold rather than the US dollar, and that's the nations of China, Russia, and around the BRICS nations, then you're starting to get a division in the world. So there has been an attempt to reassert power and choke off the place where these nations really care about where their resources are coming from. The Strait of Hormuz supplies at least 50% of the energy for China. And the need is for unification between China and America so that the BRICS nations then do not congregate around China and cause a diversion away from the petrodollar. This is what is happening. It looks as though there is this big attempt to make all the companies work together in China economically. So, for example, we saw a lot of the big technology moguls go over with the American president to China. But actually, this is all a very aesthetic type of overlay. What is actually occurring is this. You will notice rather conspicuously that the person who is the head of NVIDIA, who makes all the chips, was not in the delegation. And that is something that is highly prized at the moment in all of the different attempts there are to win this race to assert technological dominance in the world. And so this meeting was not really about any type of cooperation over technology, even though it appeared to be. It's more about a financial type of dominance, where there is an attempt really to assert the power of financial banking and economic models, such as those attached to BlackRock and agencies like these in China. And the choke point of the Strait of Hormuz is being used to force the unity back towards the petrodollar. Meanwhile, those of us who are aligning with purity, of course, just like every day, we look at the television screen or the screen on our phone, on our own computer, and we go, yep. As usual, we all know that this is just the way it is, and it certainly doesn't include much for us. But this shows you something very important. Strategically in the world, there will be more and more pressure on nations who are aligning with China, but who are not so much with America, to either side with China and unify with America, or to break off and to attempt to take China with them. China is the man in the middle right now. Meanwhile, in nature's dynamic, we are the ones who are being given the choice of whether to align with purity or be pulled outward into the world by all of these financial and economic questions. If we align directly with what our body signaling is saying, we may find that there is an urgency to unify in a completely different arena, which is nothing to do with the US dollar. It's nothing to do with gold or ships in a strait on a map. It's more to do whether you are unifying more deeply with the aspect of you which is saying, hey, I notice that food and prices are starting to go up even more strongly. Where is my energy coming from? I notice that certain things are giving me more energy and other things are giving me less energy. Your energy supply is being rerouted through nature's way increasingly as it asserts itself more as well through the politicians who are all fighting over the way they assert their dominance in relation to energy.